Okay, so 4th of January 2025, we went to Uganda and came back via France, as we said. We had some struggles on the way back financially. Questions: what is life about? Our big question, I think, for the next 3 years was really, what is the purpose of life? Because when we came back, we were getting into the day to day, get up, go to work kind of thing.
Yeah, slid right back into it, eh?
Yeah.
Without skipping a beat, and almost you think, oh, did I even go anywhere? And yeah, the purpose is like we've seen a whole different culture and a different way of life. Fasting was a lot more prominent here for Christians and Muslims, and then also prophecy was very prominent here as well, which
we had a little bit of an experience with a couple of prophets here, and that just the things they said resonated with our spirits. They lined up biblically, and they did make us think we will come back one day. So we had that in mind when we were going back. Yeah.
So that sort of, I guess, pushed us in a direction that we're always coming back. And while we were in Australia, we had another baby, and then that delayed us coming back a bit. Then COVID and all the issues with that going on, we weren't happy with the schooling or the COVID stuff, and so we got back to Uganda, and we were here for a while doing business, and things were sort of moving, but I had a lot of extra time because business wasn't done the same as in Australia anyway, and so I was studying the Bible a lot, looking for more answers. Matthew 6:33 was still on my mind, trying to work it out. Not directly, but just it was like one of those things in the back of my mind. What is the kingdom? But I never asked that question directly. It was just sort of we're seeking the kingdom, but it's hard to seek something when you don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like you'll never find it.
Yeah. When you do find it, you won't know because you didn't know what
exactly.
it was.
And so that was where we were, and you were looking after the kids, and then we also had another baby while we were here, and we were living with other people, which was a good and interesting experience. Different cultures and stuff like that. Things that we think we mean are taken differently, and so we learnt a lot about ourselves and others, and we still didn't see what we thought we should be seeing in our lives as much as we should. Provision was hard. Even though we were doing business, it was a real struggle. Still, all the people around us were struggling, and it just seemed like this isn't, what. It's just feeling like the spirit doesn't sit right. Like we're not living in the fullness and the freedom that Jesus gave us, and I guess.
How do we get there?
Yeah, how do we get there?
We still hadn't answered that question years later. We left Uganda in 2024. We thought we would be back in Australia for just a few months, see family and friends, do a bit of traveling, maybe save up a bit of money, and then come back to Uganda again. But it was in 2024 that we started listening to Miles Monroe again, and for the first time we heard of his teaching on the kingdom of God, and the things that he was saying about the kingdom of God was probably another big light bulb moment.
Yeah, like it made sense in just thinking about how a kingdom is represented by the king, as in what he wants is represented throughout his kingdom. And I guess that sort of lines up with the Lord's Prayer, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, your kingdom come. So, yeah, it was an eye-opener. There was one thing missing with Miles Monroe that we didn't actually get until we listened to another guy called Gary Casey just recently now, and that's sort of what's like. We feel like, oh, this is sort of what we've been looking for. This is like the thing I think that we need to nut down and really settle in our spirit. And so this is the journey. This is sort of where we're up to now, is that we're really working it out and trying to put things into practice, um, learning about all the parables and how many times Jesus spoke about the kingdom of God, how many times he spoke about money, how many times all the promises in the Bible. Like, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's the numbers are so large. So this is what we're going through now, and we want to document it so that we can look back and see, we are still, we're still getting there, and it's a journey, and that's where we're at the moment. So yeah, anything else to add?
No, I think we'll do some more tomorrow.
All right, perfect. Okay.